What is going on YouTube? Alrighty, so we are back for the ab video, and I'm going to try and keep this as straightforward, simple, sweet as possible. And we're going to start off nutrition. It is going to be 90%. I don't really want to put a number on it. I just did, so I'm a hypocrite. Anyways, it's going to be pretty much the main part to seeing your actual abs. If you have a layer of fat over your abs, then you need to get rid of that layer of fat. Everybody has abs. Everybody, has them or whatever, but it's just a matter of seeing them and getting rid of that layer of fat. And so that brings me to my first myth, and the fact that doing 1,000,000 crunches is going to get you abs. That is totally not true. And so you cannot spot target fat loss. You cannot spot target fat loss. You can't take fat loss or lose fat from one specific muscle by training it 1,000,000 times or doing 1,000,000 sets or reps or whatever you want to do. So no matter how many reps you do on cable crunches or whatever you choose to do, you are not going to lose fat from that specific area. That also brings me to a second myth, that when you train biceps, they grow. That's true. When you train abs, they get sleek and slender. Not true. If you want to have abs, then you need to get rid of that layer of fat, and that'll be in, I'm sure, one of my many next videos talking about fat loss and how to actually go into caloric deficit and all of that good fun stuff. So the other thing is that we can build up our muscles from exercise, protein intake, all that good stuff, but you cannot shape them. So if you can see your abs and they're uneven, or for even your biceps, if you don't have a good bicep peak, but your biceps are pretty big, you cannot shape the muscle. It is going to grow the way it's going to grow, and that's just part of your genetic predisposition. So how should you train your abs? 5 to 12 reps per set, 3 to 4 sets, 2 times a week. If you are spending 30-40 minutes like 4 or 5 times a week, you're absolutely wasting your time and doing an excessive amount of volume that is just totally unnecessary, in which case you could see results from way less. You'd be putting that time towards stretching, working on muscle imbalances, for example, anterior pelvic tilt, something I'm working on. I'm going to bring you a guys video on that soon. And so there's just, you don't need to spend an hour every single day, every single week, whatever it is. You don't need to spend that much time. I cannot speak today. I am semi-sick, and I'm sure I'll put that in a video because this is like day 3 of prepping. Alright, off track, back on track. I'm about to show you guys how to properly hit your abs, if you can see them, or even if you can't, how to properly hit them so that when you do get down to a low enough body fat, you can see them. So let's go get it. So one last tip right before we start, real quick. Your bicep starts here, ends here. Abs start here, end here. Full contraction of your bicep is a pretty large range of motion, so it's pretty big. For your abs, it's a very short range of motion. That's all it is right there, in order to contract it fully. So when you're doing abs, you don't need to extend your hips backwards and forwards in order to fully contract your abs. That's unoptimal in order to hit your abs. And you're using your hip flexors and hip extensors. So it's almost like doing a bicep curl and leaning back. It's unnecessary. You're not actually targeting the muscle that you're trying to hit. So let me show you how to do it properly. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, I'm keeping my back parallel to the ground and my upper legs perpendicular to the ground. And this makes it so that I'm not using my hip flexors and my hip extensors, and I'm able to isolate my upper abs. And so I'm going to show you here in 1 second how it is done improperly, in which case you'll be using your hip flexors and your hip extensors, and you're not targeting your abs as much as you want to. So here we go, and so you can see I'm leaning back into the movement. I definitely have what looks like a bigger contraction in my abs, but it's not actually a bigger, better contraction.
Here we go.